It is a pleasure to see you again on my CryptoQ Media channel. Over the past cycle, the price of Ethereum skyrocketed from 126 to 4,860. My curiosity in cryptocurrency was aroused by this piece. I believe a jump in XRP may have the similar effect. Let me break this down for you. I went ahead and fixed the error since, to be honest, I don't understand why they utilized such obviously incorrect material in this article. Despite my enjoyment of crypto basic, I will persist in causing issues for crypto media. Just so you know, I'm always saying that crypto media is basically just a bunch of C students putting stuff online. They are enough. I fixed the issues since, despite their teasing, I find them enjoyable. Interesting, I did the math, or at least came close. Even more interesting is the fact that XRP has competed with Ethereum before. Unfortunately, it was unable to match the prior market cycle due to all the SEC shenanigans. Nevertheless, it may attempt again for second place in the future. Imagine a scenario where XRP behaves even slightly like Ethereum did in the past market cycle. To assume this is not completely irrational. Must it carry out that task? How about if there is a marked increase with each surge? What can I say? It's quite awesome. Many will become extremely wealthy if XRP follows Ethereum's path, which has occurred previously, even if it doesn't even come close to ranking second because Ethereum is taking off and everything else is too. I want to make it apparent that I am not from a wealthy background. Due to my lack of training as a financial advisor, you should not place your faith in my advice or buy anything just because I say it. Cryptocurrency video production is something I enjoy doing in my spare time. I'm simply an enthusiast. While I'm making this video, XRP is presently selling for 51 cents. I thought you may find that interesting. Actually, it has risen by about 1% over the last 24 hours. Over the last day, Bitcoin prices have dropped by over 1%, from a low of 68,857 to a high of 69,649 US dollars. This caused many bearish-minded folks to come out of hiding. They said nothing while the price of Bitcoin rose dramatically over the past week. Still, they've gotten out of their slumber long enough to yell things online. Their money is theirs to do with as they like. The lowest price that Bitcoin ever reached was 68,857 US dollars. However, I thought you might like reading this piece by chart analyst Tony Severino. To be clear, many analysts have forecasted this type of decline, and it's not even an extreme one. He so followed a trend line that had its origins in the beginning of the year. As the trend line falls, the precise location of Bitcoin's all-time high in March becomes visible. Its exposure to this level of resistance was so great that it was barely overcome. So, what happened as a result? It was beyond anyone's control to get back on that trend line. There is more support than opposition right now, though, as I record this. Tony made note of it and remarked on how fresh and clean everything appeared. I understand, naturally, but that can change. Everything about this is standard. Once something breaks out from a trend line, I'm not an analyst, but I do know this. It would be expected for it to backtrack slightly, assess the strength of the support or resistance it had previously faced, and then continue climbing. The impending US election has a history of impacting financial markets, including cryptocurrency markets, so this is particularly relevant now. The timing of this makes perfect sense, even when we consider historical patterns. Very intriguing, I have to admit. No matter what happens, I am not going to read this. It was so motivating that I went to the lengths of having it retrieved. It was showcased right here. But there were a lot of inaccurate numbers, again. give me a moment to fix this. Furthermore, it should be noted that these values are approximate, yet they suffice. Even more egregiously incorrect were theirs. So, for instance, it's puzzling why they're referencing the 2018 ETH bad market in 2020. Because, I'll own it, I'm not sure. I will just show you the bottom for ETH because I have it pulled up anyhow. It serves as an example. When the market crashed, it was probably around December 15, 2018. Finally, we're ready to begin. There you have it. In fact, I believe this to be the very bottom. Pretending not to understand. Please correct me if I'm mistaken. Apparently, the price was $88. For the sake of argument, let's round it up to 88 since it had a high price tag. Maybe I was incorrect. It probably hit close to 1,500 in the beginning of January 2018. A high of 1,241 is visible here, but I'm assuming that's really the result of the daily closing and not the real high. The price fell sharply. There is a precipitous decline of more than 90% for ETH at that very instant. That was the best deal at 88 ETH since it was a great opportunity to stock up. At last, what was its apex in a sense, it hit the peak. By November of 2021, its worth had risen to 4,861. Give this some serious thought. A further increase of 5,423%, from 88 to 4,861, would be the result for ETH. Surprisingly, that was for an entirely different market cycle. A lot more money, I would say. During this time, the amount of money coming in will climb dramatically. Because, as time goes on, more and more money comes in. Thus, in theory, there is less opportunity, as the multiplier effect will cause the percentage gains to vary. Appreciating my video is a privilege. Click the subscribe button and then tell me what you think when you're done.